So I'm about to tell you guys a story from back when I was 13 years old, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be able to relate to this, but every time I go into a store, whether it's a convenience store, a grocery store, or any store that has something that I could fuck around with and just mess with in the store with my friends, I'll probably most likely get kicked out. Like, I don't go fucking in there and go, what's that challenge? The gallon challenge, whatever the fuck it was called. You'd go in there and you'd, like, take fucking milk and just throw it all over the floor. I don't do shit like that, but, if they have, like, a kids area, sometimes I'll go in there and fuck around because I'm a big baby and I like to be immature sometimes. But, yeah, I was 13 years old. I was with 4 of my friends at the mall. And in the mall, they have a bookstore, okay? It's a pretty cool bookstore. I used to go there a lot when I needed stuff for school. And I went in there with 4 of my friends, and they have a kids area, okay? They have an area where, like, Legos are, and books for kids, and, like, a stage where, like, the puppet person, like, it was a fucking puppeteer dude. He used to come in, like, every Sunday and fucking read a children's book while, like, reenacting the book with puppets. It was pretty fucking weird. He was a weird dude, but, yeah, there was a stage, and we were going on the stage and fucking around and kind of messing with the Legos. And while messing with the Legos, we started doing something. It was called Operation Tower. Now, Operation Tower was something that we used to do a lot, and they never really gave a shit. We would go in there and we would basically build a huge fucking tower. Like, we'd take all the Legos and we'd build this giant building that literally, the highest we got it at this point, we had it up to about halfway close to the ceiling. So we started building this tower, and our goal was to literally stack these Legos all the way up to the ceiling without it falling down. And we were doing it, and all these fucking employees were looking at us, and we honestly thought we were gonna get kicked out right away, but they kind of started laughing, and they were like, oh, this is pretty cool. You know, we've never seen people do this. And they actually seemed pretty on board with it. So we got encouraged by this, and we started fucking stacking them. We had them so close to the ceiling at this point, we actually had to have our friends stand on top of the table and hold them while we kept building up. Because if we let go, it would tip. Now, the employees were giving us, like, funny looks, but they weren't saying, you know, get the fuck out of the store, so we thought that we were okay to be doing this. But those were just employees. So it turns out that the manager the whole time was sitting in the back room watching this happen. Like, she had the little camera, and she was peeking out through the door and watching this happen because the tower was so high that you could see it from the back of the store. So I guess this whole time this fucking creepy manager lady's just watching us and, like, examining what we're doing before she fucking launches her attack on us or whatever. So my friend kept getting all weirded out by all the employees giving us looks, and he's like, I can't do this, guys. I don't want to get kicked out or get in trouble. My mom will kill me. I was like, dude, it's not a big deal. Like, what do you think they're gonna do? So we just keep building up. We're getting so close to the ceiling. We almost have a huge Lego tower that's just all the way up to the ceiling. And my friend is in the other aisle, okay? The way this was laid out was the table was in between 2 aisles, okay? My friend's in the right aisle, and he's going through the toys. It's like a kid's section. He's just going through the toys, pretending to look around and look like a customer so that the employees don't kick him out or whatever, even though we weren't getting kicked out at that time. So we're just sitting there, alright? We're playing with the Legos, and we finally stack it all the way up to the ceiling, and we're like, yes. And one of the employees walks over, and she's like, what are you guys doing? And we just kind of turn around, and my friend's holding on to them because if he lets go, they tip over. And he's like, oh, we were just building, you know, with the Legos. We do this a lot. She's like, are you guys 12? And I was like, I'm 13. And she's like, well, you gotta be 12 or under to play with these. And I believed it, you know, I didn't fucking argue with the lady, but my friend over there holding the tower was like, that's so made up. And she's like, what? And my friend just continues to argue with this lady. I was like, dude, chill out. Like, we're gonna get fucking kicked out, and I want to take a picture before we leave. And the lady's like, yeah, you should listen to your friend. He's smart. And she walks away, okay? She said that we had 5 minutes to, you know, take it all down, put it back where we found it. So we're like, okay, well, let's just get a picture really quick. And all of a sudden, this big-ass Godzilla-looking motherfucker runs out, screaming at us, like just shrieking, take that down now! And my other friend who's in the aisle pretending to be a customer, like, you can hear him go, oh, fuck. And I was like, oh, this is about to happen. The manager runs out, and she's like, get down from that table, put everything back where you found it, and get out of my store. You guys are banned. And I was like, oh, shit. So I, you know, put my phone away. I snapped one picture. It looked like shit, but, I mean, it was bound to look like shit anyway. It was a pretty bad phone. But I put my phone away. My friend gets off the table, and he's so stupid he doesn't realize that he should have, you know, maybe taken apart the Legos before stepping back. So he steps off the table, and the whole fucking tower of Legos, the whole tower that stacks up to the ceiling, just falls over all the way onto the next aisle where my friend is and fucking nails my friend right in the back of the head. And the lady just starts screaming at us, just like shrieking. She threw a fucking fit. She even put her hands on my friend, and she runs up to the front of the desk and starts calling security. So I was like, oh my god, it's fucking Legos. She's like, you hit one of our customers. I was like, it's my friend. He was pretending to be a customer because you're crazy and you're throwing a fit. And she didn't buy it. She claimed that he was just some random kid, even though he came up to us and said that he wasn't. And she called security and basically kicked us from the mall for like 2 weeks. And they were like, don't come back. You guys aren't welcome here anymore. They made it sound like we were going to be banned forever. But we came back like 2 weeks later and they didn't really say anything. But we ended up being okay. But it was so funny. And it happened back when I was 13 years old. And there's so much shit that happened when I was 13 in the mall and just in general. Because I'm not going to lie to you guys. When I was 13, honestly, I'm still pretty fucking immature. But I was very, very immature back when I was 13. I just used to do everything that was fun to me, no matter how wrong it was or no matter how bad I pissed off a manager. But yeah, guys, I thought you would enjoy this. If you did enjoy, leave a like for more and I'll do some more stories from back when I was 13. And yeah, guys, I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.